Alright, so obviously I ended that last video a little strangely. So this is going to be part 2 of Cubans' comprehensive baby making tutorial for ARK. So in this episode, we're going to work on how to get mutations and how to stack those mutations. Whether it be one mutation or 20 mutations or 3 different mutations 20 times each. That'll all make sense in a little bit. If you didn't watch the first episode, make sure to take a look at it. It's the basic breeding and combining stats. Go out, find a bunch of dinosaurs, and then combine the best of each of their stats into 1 or 2, preferably 2, 1 male, 1 female dinosaur, and then you make your army from there. Once you get to that point, we get to here. And this is where the fun starts. This is where mutations start to happen. So we're kind of going to go through it step by step a little bit. I'm going to cut out as much as I can because it's a super long process and it takes a really long time. And I'll give you some hints and some tricks to try and speed it up a little bit, which would involve some mods, obviously, which I've shown a little bit in the first episode, but we'll get a bit more involved with what some of these mods can do. So anyways, I hope you enjoy it. If you do, make sure to hit that like button. Make sure to subscribe to the channel because it helps us out big time. And also a quick reminder, I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Stop on by, ask questions, check it out. I do play quite a bit of ARK. So let's get started. Alright guys, I'm back. That took a while, but I finally got them positioned in a way where all 15 will breed. They're all within range. There's a couple that aren't breeding right now, and it's because they literally just laid eggs, so they're in between. But I got them all in. It was not easy. So I'm going to go in here. Let's see how many eggs we've got, because I've had them breeding the entire time. Oh my. Oh my, we got to grab all those. Let's keep that in there. And then that should pick up any new eggs that get dropped. Let's take these over to the best egg maker. And this is another super cool feature. Now remember guys, this is now the point where we are going to focus on mutating. So at this point, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3. I mean, look at how many eggs I've got. In the amount of time it took me to get these guys all organized, I was able to get 45 eggs hatched. So that being said, I should probably tell this guy right here, male, behavior, disable mating. I don't need him mating right now. I've got 45 eggs and then some to deal with. This green ring is a bug with the S+ feeding trough. If I pick this up or destroy it, it goes away. And then if I put down a new one, it stays gone away until I reload. I had to log off for a little bit because I just finished streaming my first episode of Night of the Dead. So if you're watching this and you saw that, you know when this was recorded, or at least this piece of it. So let's take a look, and this is something super cool. Now, mind you, again, guys, you can do this in vanilla without the hatchery, without the best egg maker. You'll just have to pick up every egg, incubate them using air conditioners, hatch them, and check all of their stats. Okay, so this process is doable in vanilla. It just takes significantly longer. So with the best egg maker, though, I can take a look. Are there mutations? This guy has no mutation. If we find one, you'll see what I'm talking about. It'll be orange. Let's see. No mutations. No mutations. So we're just going to keep looking here, egg by egg. And so here we got a food mutation. I don't want a food mutation. It's completely pointless. Okay? I'm not looking for food. I'm looking for health, stamina, or melee to determine how we're going to start our line. Nothing. Base female level 242 cannot be found for best results. Ensure both. I don't need the parents because they're all there. No mutation. No mutation. No mutation. That's weird. That means one of the parents, one of the moms, is not in range. Yeah, female number 2. Is it this one? Which was the other one? Was it female number 2? Female number 2 is not in range. Okay, good to know. Did I miss a mutation? Hang on. I should stop paying attention to that and just paying attention to whether or not I got a mutation here. Let's see here. So far, nothing. And as you can see, the stats on every egg are the same. Here we have a movement speed mutation. Again, terrible. I don't want movement speed mutations because you can't change movement speed. Okay, so this is why this would take a really long time if you were to do this. Oh my. Any other way. So let me just see here. What was that? Was there another one that was like an error? Yeah, that guy. So level 2 female is out of range. I'll have to look and see why that is. And I'm seeing no other mutations. So we're just going to keep going here. Let's see what we get. Again, level 2. So out of all that, okay, 42 freaking eggs. And we got a food mutation and we got a movement speed mutation. Complete garbage. Let me put these couple of eggs in here because I don't know what these eggs have. And now we're going to grab all of this. Okay, transfer all. And we're just going to, you know, dispose of these. They're all completely useless to me. I have nothing to do with them. I have no reason to use them. And they're not going to incubate. It's way too far away. So all of those will eventually spoil. Or maybe I'll get lucky and a Titanobo will come by and eat them all, and then it'll say I tamed it, which would be hilarious. Let's go check out what's going on with female number 2. Where are you? You are out of range from the best egg maker. So let's take a look and see. No. Show range. Let's see. How bad is it? Oh. Well, 15 and 2 are out of range. So I need to move this guy over by one more block. And I'm hoping, let's take a look at the insulation. Show insulation. I can afford to move it over one more block. So let's go ahead and pick it up. Pick up, and let's put it back down. Let's put it down here. So let's put it down right here. And let's show insulation, show range. Let's see if that did it. So now they're in there. I wonder if that's enough. I might have to move it over. I think I can afford to move it over one more. As long as I'm worried about this one dino right here and her eggs being in the range, but I think I can move it over to this one. So let's pick it up. Move it over one more right here. Right there should be good. And let's take a look at show range, show insulation. I think I am golden. Yeah, I'm golden right there. Perfect. And that green's going to drive me nuts. So hide insulation, hide range. Let's grab those last 3 eggs. And let's take a look and see what we can put all this in. I don't know what did this, where did this stuff even come from? What did I destroy? I must have destroyed something that gave me that. Really, really odd. Okay, so let's pop these 3 in here. Let's see, what do we got? No mutation, no mutation, no mutation. So again, 3 more eggs that are completely useless. So I'm going to continue, and I showed you guys how that works. So I'm going to continue to let these guys go bonkers and provide me with more eggs than I know what to do with. And I guess we'll catch up in a little bit. And I guess I'll come back when I have one of the 3 mutations to show. So this might take me a while. So who knows? This recording could take me the entire week. It could take me a month. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I will let you know. So far, I've been at this for about 2 days. You know, hour here, hour there, but about 2 days of recording clips here and there. So anyway, guys, I'm going to let this go for a minute, and I'll catch you guys in a minute. Well, for you, it'll be just a second. For me, it could be who knows how long. when I have one of the 3 mutations that I want. Alright guys, we're back. And that took a while, and I went through a few hundred eggs. Like, no joke. Let me see if they're even still around. Like, it was insane. And this is, you can see them all floating in the distance. Because when you throw them out, sometimes they like glitch and they just float. Anyway, it was hundreds. Okay, so when I said this process takes a long time, I'm not kidding, guys. It takes a really, really long time. It is no joke. But I do have a few eggs in here that are very promising. And as I showed just a little bit ago, this thing shows you, this best egg mod shows you the egg's stats. And it highlights a mutation. So this guy, as you can see, has a stamina mutation. This guy has a health mutation. This guy also has a stamina mutation. Melee. I want to focus on melee right now. So let's grab that one. Stamina, health, stamina, also melee. Okay. Stamina, also melee. And the reason I'm grabbing all of them, and I'll explain that in a second, you really only need one. I only need one of them to do what I want to do. But I'm going to hatch, let's gamma up a little bit. I'm going to hatch all 3 because ideally I want a male. When you're doing this, and oh wow, that was weird. When you're doing this and you're trying to create mutations, you want as many chances as possible to get a mutation. So you want tons of females laying eggs with one male, so that the more females you have, the better chance you have at getting a mutation. So let's go ahead and pop one of these guys out. Let's see here. And we can see what exactly this young male or female, so this young female, not exactly what we wanted, but as you can see, level is 246. That's 2 levels higher than them. That's a sign of a mutation. If you don't have the best egg maker, and you're trying to do this on your own on vanilla, you'll have to hatch every egg, and whenever you see one that's 2 levels higher, go in, take a look at it, look for the mutation you're looking for. In this case, it's melee. 469 is what that guy got, and the base is 455. Okay, so there is your mutation for melee. Okay, now this is a female, so we don't necessarily want females, but there's a way to work with it if that's what you end up with. So if all 3 of these eggs are females, I can show you guys what you can do. Also, see, 246, also a female. Okay, we don't want you guys to follow, just stay there. And let's try this last one. And we got ourselves a male. Perfect. That's what we want. I wanted a male. And the reason you want a male is because now I'll take out my base male, and this mutated male will essentially be the beginning of our melee chain. The females, totally unnecessary. I'm not going to need them at all. They can pretty much just go away. This is kind of our golden ticket right here. He's going to breed with all of the base females, and then I'm going to look for, yet again, another, I will look for a second mutation, again, on health. So that took us from 455 to 469, so we'll see how high it goes. Now, I'm not going to take you guys through one by one by one. So what I do is I go to options, I change the name. This is male. I can just go M, and then I can go 1 out of 20. Okay? Because melee, 1 out of 20. That's all I need to know. Melee, M for melee, 1 out of 20. I could even, if you want to say male, sorry, M, 1 out of 20. That's male, melee, 1 out of 20 mutations. Okay? I am not going to have you guys watch this process through 2 out of 20, 3 out of 20, 4 out of 20, and so on and so forth. I'll bring you guys back once I have a 20 out of 20 to show you guys what the difference is. So I'm just going to repeat this process over and over again, the same way I did with this base male. But we're going to keep the base male. And At some point, I will probably be able to show you why you want to keep the base male. In fact, I can tell you. Let's just say you only get, I got lucky because I'm using the best egg mod. I can see which eggs have a mutation. Let's say you get a female, right? And you're like, dang it. So what you want to do is you want to breed this female with the base male alone, not the rest of them, alone. So you want to pull him out, take him far away somewhere, have him mate with the female that's mutated until you get a male with this female's stats, or in your case, your mutated female's stats fully. Then you take that male, name him male 1 out of 20, and then you breed him with all of the base females. So always keep your base male and your base females because you have to kind of go back and forth with them. So like I said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and make my 20 out of 20, and I'll bring you guys back when I finally get to that point. It's going to take me a bit. Alright, so I want to take a quick pause while I continue to stack mutations. I'm up to 6 out of 20. So this male right here, if I look at his stats really quick, I can show you guys he's got 6 out of 20 mutations. These are all 6 of these are melee. So you can see currently he's at 539 melee damage as opposed to our base, which is 455. So we've already gained almost 100 points or 100% worth of, I guess 100, let's call it 100% on that one. Now this should be 7. So this is 7, but it's a female. Okay. Now obviously I can't breed this female with all of the base females. So that's why I told you guys, make sure you keep your base male. So we're going to take this female over here, way back there with the base male, and we're going to have the 2 of them breed. And then they're going to make me, hopefully, a male that I can use to breed with all the females. So very simple, just like every other time. You go to each one, enable mating, and now the 2 of them are mating, or they should be mating momentarily. Ready to mate. I don't this is so weird. Like they're super weird about sometimes they have to be crazy close together, and sometimes they can be far. Okay, there we go. So that's working. Okay, so those 2 are mating. Hopefully they will get me. Now, mind you, I'm going to use the egg maker, and no matter what comes out of this thing, it's going to get the best stats, and the best stats are with the mom. Okay, which should yield me a 260 is what I should end up with. Unless I end up with, I get super lucky and I actually end up with the 8th mutation, which would be absolutely phenomenal, but that's highly unlikely. So yeah, these 2 are going to mate. It's not going to take long because I've got the breeding turned way the heck up. But then what I'll do is, once I get these 2 to make me a male with mom stats, so a 258 male, then I will remove that 6 out of 20 right here, and so I pull him out and then park the 7 out of 20 male in here, and then continue the breeding process with all of the base females. And you just keep doing this over and over. You keep bringing the new one in, mate them, get another mutation, pull them out, bring a new one, mate them, another mutation, pull them out, and so on and so forth until you get all 20 of the stats you want. So let's see. Are these guys just about done? I want you guys to kind of see how I do this process, even though it's. I think I did a pretty decent job of explaining it, but I just kind of want to show it. So these guys are going to get me an egg. I'm going to bring you back once these 2 give me a male that I can put in there. So I'll be back. All right. So I got really lucky. The first egg they laid turned out to be a male. So that's awesome. And it had all of the mom stats. I didn't even need the best egg maker. It literally was the right egg. It had all the mom stats, and it's a male. As you can see, I've got 553 now. Show ancestors. I've got 7 out of 20. So I am styling. Okay. So we're going to put this guy now in here in with all the ladies. And I don't know if there's a limit to how many females you can mate with at once. I can't seem to get all 15. that one back there, female number 2, no matter what I do, no matter what position I put him in, I could put him back there and she won't mate with him if he's mating with the other 14. So I think 14 might be the max. I'm finding that 14 is a little bit of a pain, so I would I'd recommend you keep it to, see, I gotta move him back just slightly. I'd recommend you keep it to about 12. 12 seems to be a good number. No, we gotta move forward. See, it's really tough to, okay, that's going, everybody seems to be going except for sure the one. So anyway, I'm gonna let these guys go ahead and mate up, and when I get, so that's kind of how you do it if you get a female. You breed it with the base male, and then you make a male, and then you swap the male in. So, like I said, I'm going to come back when I've got the full 20 out of 20. Alright guys, I'm back. And that was a really long process, and I want to kind of go over a couple of things before I show you guys the result. So when we started out with a group of random dinosaurs ranging between level 140 and 150, or actually 130 and 150. And we took the best in the 3 different stats of this group. And this was kind of the leftovers that we didn't use from that group. We then combined the right here. So this was the best health. This was the best melee and stamina, and those happen to be a male and a female. And then this was just a female that had all of the stats of both of these already. So we used these 3 guys to then make everything you see back here. And this is roughly 15 females with the 1 base male. And that is probably, I think that's where I left off the last video. In fact, I'm fairly certain. And when I left you guys, I believe the last thing I showed you, and it's been, like I said, it's been a while. So from the last fade out to this coming in, it's been quite a bit. But I believe the last thing I showed you guys is what to do when you get a female in the mix to then bring it back to being a male and continue the mutations. Okay, so the result of all of that is essentially all of that back there. The lined up dinos, so these guys here, these are all of my melee mutations. So there's, mutation 1 out of 20. All the way to the very end is 19 out of 20. And then this one is my health. So that starts with 1 out of 20. You can see that the health on the 1 mutation out of 20 was at 9.2k. And then if I take you all the way over to 19, the health is 20.7k. And then that stamina way in the back. Stamina, the first mutation, got me a stamina of 2.2 thousand. And number 19 got me a stamina of 3.7. So that is the 19. These right here are all of the females that happened in between each step. So like this was a melee female, which I believe this was the one in the last clip that I wound up with a female, and I had to breed that with the base male to get then a male that I could breed with all of the base females. Well, this is every instance where I got a female that I had to then breed back over here with the base male to then make a male to breed with the base females. I'm hoping by now that that makes sense to you because I've explained that a few times. But anyway, the end product of that entire process is this right here. So this is my 20 out of 20 health. As you can see, 21,000 hit points. And this is no imprint, no levels put in. It is just the 20 out of 20 health mutations. I have 21,120 hit points. Okay. Both of these females are both melee. They actually were born in the same batch, and I just kept them both. So if you look at this female's melee, 735% for a 20 out of 20 melee damage. Okay, that's absolutely insane. Again, no imprints, no levels. This is the base. This is where we start. And when I imprint the final product, this is going to go up even higher. And then lastly, the stamina, 20 out of 20 mutations. As you can see, We have 3,822, again, before imprints, before any levels. That is just this and this together is 20 out of 20. Stamina mutations, okay? That resulted in these 4 dinos. Now, the ideal thing to do now is I take this one male and I breed it with the melee female to get myself a dinosaur with the perfect health and the perfect melee, and hopefully it's another male that's born right away. Then from there, I would breed that male with this female for stamina. Now, it would probably make more sense if I bred the male. I think now that I think about this, I'm going to breed the male with the stamina female first, since I only have one. That will then get me a, hopefully a male. If it gets me another female, then I will just redo that process until I get a male. And then that male, which will have the stamina and the health, I will breed with both of the melee females at the same time. And I will do that until I get a pair. Because at that point, I will want a pair that's got the combined stats, all 3 combined stats. And then we're going to see how that turns out. So, in order for me to do that, I need to take this guy, and I need to pull him away from all of these ladies. I need him like way over here, all by his lonesome. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enable mating on him. Okay, so right now he's ready to mate. We're going to take the stamina female. We're going to pull her on over. And again, you can do this in vanilla. You have to hatch every single egg and you have to compare the stats every single time. If you have the ability to run a mod, I highly recommend you run the S Plus mod for the mutator, which I showed you guys before. You want to activate the mutator if you have enough element to spare. But more importantly than the mutator, you want the best egg maker. Best egg maker, this thing will save you so much time, because as you can see, it shows me the stats. So in order for this to make the best egg, it needs to take the melee, and it shows you a mutation right here. This guy is going to have a mutation in stamina. Okay, so it's just phenomenal because it shows you how this egg is going to end up. So if it doesn't end up with the stats you want, you can chuck it. You can get rid of it. There's no need to keep it. So I'm going to throw these eggs out because I clearly don't need them. Which I did this with hundreds of eggs, guys. I mean, hundreds. And you look here, just the lines alone, there's 60 dinos there. There's 15 females, a male. There's all of these random females. The 3 that got the process started, along with the ones that I originally tamed. Okay? I went through hundreds of eggs. And I'm going to be honest, there were some I hatched that I wound up killing because I got a female in a batch, but then I got a male. So then I killed that female and kept the male. So this process with these mods took me, I think, almost 2 weeks. So, and I'm not even done yet. I still need to, get this done and then see where we end up level-wise. And possibly, and I'm probably going to do it regardless, but possibly do some reverse breeding so that we don't hit the level cap. So I'm going to go ahead and let these guys mate up, and then I'll come back when the baby from these 2 is fully grown. So give me just a second. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'm back, and here is the male. I got lucky and I got a male right away. And there he is, the health. He's got the 21,120 health. He's got the 3,822 stamina. So now what I want to do is breed him with both of the melee females. And what I'm hoping is I'll get a perfect male and female. Although from this point on, I could continue to breed him with the 2 of them. And by using the best egg maker, I'll get a perfect dino every single time. So we're going to enable mating. I'm going to hope that none of those ladies, no one over here. Okay, he's out of range from everybody. So he should be able to reach this one and this one. So let's just go ahead and get that going. So that's going to get me 2 more eggs, which will then, at the end of this, get me essentially 2 perfect 60 out of 60 mutated dinos. Okay, if I look in here, I'm going to show you guys really quick. Show ancestors. 20 out of 20 on the maternal side, 20 out of 20 on the paternal side. So this is mom and dad. Okay. When these next ones are born, it's going to be 40 out of 20 on one side and 20 out of 20 on the other, most likely. I'm always really confused as to how that ends up, but nonetheless, the full 60 mutations will be there. Now, one of the things that I'm worried about, and I keep bringing it up, is the server max level. And this guy is 340. That's his level right now, which means these babies are going to be even higher because they're going to take on 20 more mutations. And so that's 40 more levels. So I believe what I'm going to be looking for is a level 380 baby, which that tells me with the 73 levels, which I think is the most you can get on a dino, unless it's an X dino. X dinos I think are 88 levels, and traditional ARK dinos are 73 levels as far as I know, and I could be wrong, and if I am wrong, please correct me in the comments and let me know. It's always really confusing. I've seen some people get 82 levels on a dino. Again, the X and like the tech dinos, those get like 88. And I don't even know if the level cap is adjusted for those higher level dinos. I have no idea. I'm just trying to teach you guys how to do the breeding, but I would recommend you reverse breed so that you don't end up above the 500 mark when you level your dinos. Let me disable his breeding because I don't necessarily want these guys breeding anymore because I don't need any more eggs. So let's go ahead. Let's pop these guys into the best egg maker. So that's just a garbage egg. So this one and this one. So you're going to see here, this guy's already, even without the best egg maker, I've already got the perfect egg. And looks like this one, I just need to bring the stamina over, and that will be the perfect egg. So if I make that a best egg, good to go. Something else that's super cool about the best egg mod, which I have not shown you guys, is when you're on an egg, right, you can toggle details, and you can go down the entire ancestry lines, and I can take any of the colors from any of its ancestors, as long as they're within range. Now, some of these, I think this male, he's out of range. I have to move him closer, and I believe that will... This male I accidentally killed, if I'm being completely honest. But 19 should be there, so they're probably just out of range. But anyway, if I wanted to edit the colors, I believe I can pick any of these colors. So let's give it a shot. As you can see, these are the colors I can choose from, and I can change them to whatever I want. If I want to make this an albino with, a teal something and a dark red something, I can do that. So you can mess around with these colors, and it's super freaking cool. So anyway, let's get these guys out and see if we can hatch something cool. So this guy, except as you can see, level 380. We're gonna tell him to just kind of hang out. Now let's see here. This guy, also a male, level 380. We're gonna tell him to just hang out. So from this point, I've got 2 males. I really only need one of them. I guess that you would just pick which one you like based on the colors if you don't have the best egg mod. But I've got a lot of colors to choose from. And you can see all these different color mutations that happen throughout. Anytime you get a mutation, you get a color. Sometimes you can't see the color, but you always get one. So now if we look at this guy, we've got 120 health. 3,822 stamina, and we've got a melee damage of 735%. That is absolutely insane, okay? And that is without an imprint. So I think I'm going to imprint one of them. So I'm going to imprint the red one, and then we can compare the stats. So I'll be right back after I'm done imprinting. Okay, guys, so we're back. So, like I said, I was going to imprint the red one. So there's my perfect male, 60 out of 60 imprinted. Perfect male, 60 out of 60, no imprint. So again, I just want to remind you really quick, the stats. Imprinted, or non-imprinted, 0%. 21,120, 3,822, 735. Keep those in mind. Now, this is with a 100% imprint, and this imprint quality is default. It's what you'll find on official servers and most servers. Some servers do have boosted imprints and maybe even reduced imprints. So always know you at least have the minimum of that guy. But imprinted, 25,344 health. Holy crap. Stamina didn't change, but I don't care. 875 melee. Okay? That is absolutely insane. And that is before I throw any levels in these guys. Now, I'm going to see what happens if I level up. I'm going to take the imprinted one and completely level it up and see what I end up with. The reason I don't want to do that to this guy is because this guy I'm going to use to create more. I would like to create probably one or two more, preferably a female, that I can just mate with this guy over and over again. And I especially want to make a female because if I'm going to do any reverse breeding, I want the option of a male or a female when I go looking for my low-level dino. So I'm going to take some time. I'm going to get this guy completely leveled, and I will find you guys here again as soon as I do that. So give me just a second, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I'm back. So it does look like 88 is the amount of levels that a dino can get. It's the absolute max. This guy will not level up again. This bar has been full forever. No matter what I do, no matter what I kill, it will not go up. So 88 levels as of right now. It is Monday, September 14th, 2020. As of this moment, you can give a normal ARK Survival Evolved Dino 88 levels. Okay, it's not 73, which is what it used to be, and 88 is what the X level, the X dinos and the tech dinos were. So I wonder if they just balanced that out and they're all 88 now, or if those X dinos and tech dinos get even more now. I don't know. Again, please let me know in the comments. So from this point, what do I want to do? Do I want to give this guy more health? Do I want to give this guy more melee? I don't think I need to give him more stamina. So I'm going to get him up to, let's just say, I don't know, 40. Oh, wow, that used barely anything. So let's do, wow. So I'm at 60,000 health. Because remember, every tick is a percentage of what's already there. So when you start out high, you get even more. Okay. So let's just say I wanted this guy to be, I don't know, a crazy, you know, Giga fighter. Wild Gigas have 80,000 health. It's pretty normal. So let's just say 80,000. That's my number. I don't need more than 80,000 health. I think that's plenty. And I just want to go freaking crazy on melee. Okay? That means if I just keep going and I put every single point I have left after getting 80,000 health, I have 3,290% melee damage. That is absolutely insane. With 80,000 health, which is like the health of a Giga. That is just insane. That puts my level at 468. I actually feel pretty good with that. With the server max being at 450, I mean not 450, 500 is your server max level. So that means if you join a server and your dino is over level 500, it will get wiped. The dino will get wiped at the next server restart, so you can't keep it there. Given what I did, I'm not above that 500 mark. I don't need to reverse breed. I think if I had done this with some tech Rexes, I would have had to reverse breed because they start out higher to begin with. These were 130 to 150s is where I started, and I wound up with a 468. Now, I can reverse breed if I want to bring this down and potentially continue to get mutations in melee and health. And there's a way to do that. And if you guys want to see a video on how to go beyond this 60 out of 60, if you want to see a video that shows you how to do that, let me know. And I will happily continue the mutation process using, you know, this guy right here, the white one, to keep that process going. So right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out and I'm going to try and find a really low level, like a level 5. I mean, if I can find a level 1, which I think is not going to be possible, but if I can find maybe a level 5 with ideally 0 points wasted into movement speed and 0 points wasted into oxygen, I can then use that guy to reverse breed, and then I can show you guys how to do that. So I'm going to take some time to let this guy heal up, because we are going to take him out and let him fight, so we can see what he does. But I'm also going to go out looking for a very low level Rex. So I will be right back once I catch one. Alright guys, I'm back. That took a little bit. Not as long as I expected though. So this was a level 5. I tamed it. I forgot to tame it with 0 efficiency, but that's okay because it got no points in movement speed and it got no points in oxygen. It got 3 points in food, which I could care less, and it got 2 points in melee, which again, I can care less. The ones that matter to me are the oxygen and the movement speed, but most importantly, the movement speed. And we got lucky, it's a freaking female, which is even better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take her, and we are going to mate her with our perfect non-imprinted male. So let's just set her off to the side here and take this guy. And these guys are going to take, like, especially that guy, he's going to take forever to heal up because he's 80,000 health. I think he's at like 5,000. Yeah, like not even 6,000. So it's going to take some time for that guy to heal up and for us to be able to go out and goof around and see what kind of damage he does. But to show you guys how to reverse breed, okay, what you do is you take the dino you like. In my case, I really like this guy. He's 60 out of 60. He freaking hits like a truck. Has tons of health. This guy, you're gonna be able to make an army with this guy. And if you had a female identical, you can make an army. But if you're concerned about level cap, and it's a real thing, you need to go out and find yourself a very low level Rex. And if you're doing Rexes, of course, if you're doing, you know, Therazinos, then by all means, yeah, obviously you find a low level Therazino. And don't make the mistake I made. Make sure you don't 100% imprint so that you get even less points put into stuff, because you don't want a point accidentally ending up in a place you don't want. Now, I got really lucky. I forgot to not 100% imprint this guy because it's like a force of habit. Or not imprint, but taming effectiveness. And I got lucky because no points went into movement speed, no points went into oxygen. So this is the perfect dino for reverse breeding. So we're going to take her, and we are going to enable mating on her, and we're going to take him, and we are going to enable mating on him, hoping none of the females over there, because they're all set to mate. Okay, so those two are going at it. These guys, honestly, I'm going to get rid of all these guys. I'm also going to get rid of all of the females. And at some point, I will get rid of every one of these because I just don't need them. Honestly, once I get the perfect pair that I want with the colors and the stats that I'm looking for, I will be getting rid of everything except my base females. The base females will always be my base females. The base male is now being replaced, will essentially be replaced by whatever, you know, whatever I get out of these guys that will give me the stats I'm looking for. If it's a male, it will replace that male, and then I will just mate that male with these females. But even that's a problem. Now that I think about that, now that I actually run that process through my head, that's a problem. I need to replace all of these females with a 0 movement speed with 0 movement speed females. So that I don't end up with a dinosaur that has points in movement speed, because that's going to screw things up. So not only do I need to replace my base male with a brand new perfect army making male, but I also need perfect army making females. Now, in my case, I think if I just have one male and one female and I can just breed them like crazy, I'll get there. It'll be like starting all over again when we had just these two right here. And with these two, we made all of this. It's kind of that process from the very first video, which if you didn't watch, go watch it because it's very helpful on how to combine stats and how to create this setup so that you can get to this point where you're doing mutations. And if this video and these last couple videos, if they've been helpful and you've enjoyed them, please make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It helps out big time. It's a really big deal. It really helps us out. And also comment below and let me know that this was helpful to you. So, okay, so this egg isn't going to work for me. Okay, and the reason I know this egg isn't going to work, for one, I don't want to make it a best egg. Yes, this egg has 0 points in oxygen, which is great, but it doesn't have the health, and that's a big deal. Okay, now I could hatch this guy, and hopefully it's a female, and I can go continue to breed it with my male to then maybe end up, hopefully, with a dino that has what I want. But this isn't going to work. Now, I might hatch him anyway because he's got 0 points in oxygen. But he also has points in movement speed and whatnot. And that just isn't going to work for me. So we need to get these guys to mate again. And hopefully, what I'm looking for... Let me put this egg back in and just really, really show you guys. Ultimately, what I'm looking for is when I put this egg in here, and I look down here what it wants to do. I want it to show me movement speed, that it's going to increase the movement speed. As you can see here, it's going to increase the movement speed. Unfortunately, it is what it is. This guy is going to grab the 37 movement speed. Okay? I want this down here to show me that it wants to increase the movement speed and that it wants to increase the oxygen and nothing else. Ideally, movement speed. If movement speed is the only thing down here, I'll take it. Oxygen, I don't care. I don't need these points back because my dinos didn't end up as high level as I wanted or as I hoped for. So if either one of those ends up down here, preferably movement speed, that'd be even better. So I'm going to breed these guys up and let them pop out a couple of eggs. Maybe I'll do another 2 or 3 eggs and hopefully I end up with a dino with the stats I'm looking for. And I'll bring you guys back once I have one of those eggs or a couple of those eggs so I can show you guys what that looks like. So bear with me for just a second. Alright guys, I'm back. That took a little bit, but I think I got lucky. So I'm holding on to this one egg. This is how many eggs they've laid so far, plus this one right here. And the reason I kept this one is because this one right here has what I'm looking for. As you can see, oxygen level, speed level is what it wants to increase. Everything else is already there. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick all of these up. I'm going to put this guy back. I'm going to confirm it again. Seems to be good. I am not going to make it best egg. I don't want the oxygen. I don't want the speed. Okay? That's huge. I was fine if it would have just taken the speed, but it actually got rid of both oxygen and speed points. So that's 72 points that I get to put somewhere else if I want. If I want to, you know, like I said earlier, if I want to continue going beyond the mutations, I can. Also, I put the Dino storage mod on here to like experiment with it. I was told, and let me know in the comments, with Dino storage version 2, when you put a Dino in the soul traps, it supposedly heals them, but for some odd reason, that's not working for me. So I don't know if that's just not actually a feature or what. So let me just have this young lady stop mating for a moment. Because what this is going to do is I hopefully now will get preferably a female with the stats that I'm looking for. So let's give this a shot and see. What do we got? Perfect. Yes. And it's a 308. That is phenomenal. Okay. It's got all the stats. It's got the health. it's got the stamina, it's got the melee, it has no wasted points in movement speed, no wasted points in oxygen. As you can see from the awesome spyglass, oxygen says 0 out of 0, movement speed says 0 out of 0. This to me is the absolutely perfect, no wasted points anywhere breeding female. So we are for sure going to keep this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this one female continue to mate with our perfect male. And I think I'll continue to have this female mate as well, because it just doubles my chances of hopefully ending up with a male like this guy. And that would be absolutely phenomenal. So this guy, and I said earlier that I would take this guy out. He's at 8,000 health, which, if you recall, that's what these were. that was our high health. That was our health Rex, remember? He was 8.8k. I'm at that health already with this dude. And, you know, the rest of it is about 10 times more. So what we're going to do, while that young lady grows up, and that's essentially, guys, I'm not gonna bring you guys back for what I'm going to do with this. That is essentially reverse breeding. I bred the two. I got this one, which to me is perfect. I'm going to continue to breed them and hopefully end up with a male, just like this female. And then I'm going to make myself a little bit of an army. I am probably going to create a breeding pair. And then I'm going to upload them so that I can use them and keep them for future, you know, future Let's Plays or future boss fights or whatever. Because they're just absolutely amazing. I mean... And if you guys in the comments tell me that you want to see a video on beyond 20 mutations, you know, let me know in the comments, and those will be the two that I use to essentially do this all over again. But anyway, as I promised, I'm going to end the video here with taking this guy out and see what kind of damage it does. So, if this was helpful, guys, whether the first video or this video, and it gave you a better understanding of how mutation works, make sure you hit that like button down below. Give me some comments. Let me know if this was helpful to you. Tell me how it helped you and what kind of dinosaurs did you create? What kind of mutations did you get? Also, as a reminder, guys, I do stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday over on Twitch. Link is down in the description. Stop on by, ask questions, talk, whatever. You know, we're always hanging out. Let's see. Oh my gosh. 3,000 damage. Oh man, I want to pick a fight with something bigger. Let's go see. So anyway, guys, that is insane. And if you follow my video, you guys could essentially make Rexes this strong. Oh my gosh, guys. Could you imagine going in to fight the Megapithecus with 19 of these? With 19 of these. So, anyway, guys, that was a blast. That took a whole lot longer than I thought, but I'm going to go ahead and call it. I hope this helps you out, guys. Go out there, mutate some dinos, make some crazy strong creations, and hit me up on Discord or leave down in the comments what you created using this guide. So anyway, thank you guys so much for bearing with me and watching and commenting and liking and subscribing and coming over to Twitch and letting me know how you did. I'm just thanking you in advance because you guys, this community is absolutely amazing and you guys have been phenomenal. So anyway, guys, as always, I say anyway, guys, way too much. I'll catch you guys next time.